Nothing comes from nothing, except the Big Bang. Every design is standing on the shoulders of previous achievements. It is not the end in itself, but the continuation of development that is influenced by the past and will in turn influence the future creation. The piece we'll take a look today is based on three outstanding design concepts of the last centuries, namely an integrated bracelet in 1972, a reverse panda chronograph in 1957, and a Bvlgari inscribed bezel in 1975. The birth of integrated bracelet watch is in 1972 with Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, designed by Bvlgari. It was one of the most repeated stories in the watch industry. There are plenty of online resources from experts, so there's no reason for me to elaborate on that. The interesting but lesser known origin of reverse panda chronograph is dated back to 1957, when Breitling launched the Super-Ocean chronograph with 2 subdials. Before that, the chronograph subdials were the same color as the rest of the dial. It may have contrast texture or treated with recess, but never was it a stark contrast in color. This configuration was made even more famous by Heuer Octavia and Rolex Daytona in the 60s, which might be the two contenders for the top of mind when you talk about a reverse panda chronograph. The third contributing design concept is the birth of Bvlgari bezel, also designed by Bvlgari, based on the Bvlgari Roma, a digital watch designed for special clients in 1975. The concept was appropriately inspired by a Roman coin, on which the name was imprinted on. The design then evolved into the Bvlgari, an analog quartz watch in 1977. That bezel design remains essentially unchanged for the last 45 years and ramified into many lines of watch today, like the Diagono line in 1988, the aluminum line in 1998. They all have Bvlgari bezel as one of the signature elements. These three design ideas of the last century are converged into the piece featured today, the Bvlgari Diagono Chronograph Automatic. We all know that Bvlgari branded watch have been on the rise in recent years, with the flagship Octo Finissimo gaining acceptance from the watch community. But what about other non-Octo Bvlgari? Is it a good watch? We'll find out at the end of this video. The quartz version from the same family was worn by Al Pacino in the film's Heat. That is on the leather strap. It comes without text on the dial, which looks too empty in my opinion. The brand name and automatic fits right in and complete the dial composition nicely. The fact that it is an integrated bracelet watch, the same way Royal Oak and Nautilus were designed in the 70s. You cannot change to other strap or bracelet without heavy modification. What you need is the original accessories from the brand. I must admit that I don't like the bracelet at the first glance and find it a bit brutal even today, with harsh angular edge and uniform brush finish on quite a large surface of metal. The edge of the bracelet feels a bit sharp, not as silky as it should be for a luxury product. But it is what it is, and it has become another unmistakably character of the piece. The original bracelet is made of single solid link with a rib in the middle. This solid quality allows Bvlgari to create a surprisingly thin and strong bracelet. Open up the clasp and you see another hallmark of great quality. The hinge construction and finishing is greatly made. It closes to form seamless flow of bracelet pattern. But it is this combination of thin bracelet and the absence of heavy clasp to balance the weight of the case that makes the watch unstable when you wear it loose. Another downside of this bracelet is that the link is quite long and lack micro adjust. Quite an annoyance if your right side is in the middle of the link. I was wearing it one link shorter. It was a bit tight sometimes, so I keep it loose. The dial is in reverse panda 3-sub-dial chronograph style. Together, the proportion is outstanding, like looking at the Pantheon facade. The relative size and position of subdials, text, and bezel is exceptional, the way Italian design is famous for. The subdials have intricate details, with the outer rings with markers that are subtly sloping to the center, and the raised flat central circle with metallic grain texture. The metallic elongated 12, another character of Bvlgari watch, is prominent on top of the dial. The chronograph hand is in white, differentiated from other hands. Kickstart the chronograph and it glides along smoothly and elegantly. The date window is at 4:30, also with white elongated numbers on black date wheel, matching with the dial. Note the unusual radial direction of numbers, which point to the center of the dial. Turning to the side, that's the best view. You can see the sophisticated construction from the bolted lugs, which allow the bracelet to fold out gracefully and hug the wrist, to the gorgeous composition of geometric shapes, the 3 circles of 2 lugs and 1 crown, the 2 rectangles pushers, and the odd shape of the main case that has flange on both sides to hinge and house the roundness of the bezel. Such a platonic beauty to look at. It is also in this view that you see the juxtaposition of finishing. The crown and pushers that have mirror polish finish. The side of bezel that is kind of halfway between brush and polish. And the main case, which is totally brushed. There are many who criticize these lines of watches with Bvlgari bezel as overly branded. But to me, it is on the design side of the boundary between design and branding. The letters are also appropriately carved into the metal bezel to resemble marble in Roman arts and architecture. Overall, the piece is good value pre-owned, not really popular and in high demand model, but apparently a good watch, backed by the brand with a lot to live up to. You get a good craftsmanship, build quality, a rock solid feeling when wearing and handling it. Let me know what you think about Bvlgari bezel. Do you like it? Or do you think it's overly branded?